Obviously, it was an opportunity to bounce back from the loss. What you feel like you guys did well enough to get the win tonight?
We moved the ball really well. We got a lot of good looks, especially early in the game when we were shooting 20% at the start of the game. We were getting really good looks, and us continuing to stay with that led to us. I think we had 30-something assists, right? 30-something assist game, moving the ball, great looks, got up a lot of threes, a lot of good threes, and it's a good offensive game for us and good defensively too. Brad did a great job on Maxey, limiting his touches, Nurk too, being up in the pick and roll. So a good response defensively and offensively.
What was it like getting it going tonight? Tied to 6-5.
Yeah.
Speak to that.
Yeah, a lot of them were from Book and his pick and rolls tonight, like early kick aheads, head up in transition, the throw behind. So I told him thank you. We were sitting on the bench there after the game. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of good looks playing off those guys, and it felt good seeing missed a few early, but ball kept finding me and just continued to let it fly.
Considering that percentage you're shooting this year, are you even surprised when you're getting open looks? I hear what you're saying, it's off of other people, but at a certain point, you're like, why the hand in my face? Because those are beginning to wide.
A little bit. Like there are certain teams that have a game plan that they try to get into a full rotation. That's tough to do when we have 4 really good shooters out there. So when the ball just gets swung around, it's gonna end up in somebody's hands. And tonight it was mine. Other times, like I just try to space, like sometimes I'm spacing out to like 30, 35 feet just to see how far the man will come out and see how much space he'll give the guy with the ball, whether it's Book, Kev, or Brad. And if he tries to shift at the last second, it's an even longer closeout. So there's a little game within the game being played there.
Because with each 7th game, 8+8 threes, it's the most
Yeah.
season outside of Steph, Clay, Harden, and Big. You're part of that.
That's some elite 3-point shooters right there. It's big time, and yeah, I'm a much different shooter than those guys in the list. Those guys are primary ball handlers, primary creators, getting a lot of their shots in pick and roll ISOs off the dribble. So for me, I can't give enough credit to, Kev always has his head up when he's getting doubled in the post. Brad on his drives always has his head up to find me. Book when he's operating the pick and roll. So I have to give a lot of thanks to those guys and continuing to find me and trust in the pass there.
Defending the 3-point line.
Yep.
Outside of that fourth quarter stretch there,
we did good. We overcompensated a little bit. We're flying at shooters and jumping at pump fakes out there, but we did a good job. It was a good response, like the sense of urgency and getting out and trying to run guys off the line that are good shooters, or at least make it a heavily contested 3. I thought we did a really good job.
It's a different question. After games, do you have a routine or something that you do once you leave the arena to try to get basketball out of your system and kind of decompress a little bit?
Not really. It's pretty simple. Like at this point, my body's used to having to wind down very quickly after the game. So usually for me, it's back home, get some food, usually watch some show for about an hour with my wife and hit the bed.
Whether you play well or struggle to that effect, what you think?
No, not usually. No, thankfully I've been playing well, so I haven't had to worry about that.
Grayson, I'm guessing you're at 9 those last couple of times. Are you trying to get to 10 now?
I knew I had 9 on the very last one. I think I had 2 chances at it. I missed the one before, but I wasn't thinking about it. And then I kind of realized, like, oh, I have 9. And that last one was such a good look, great pass. It was right on line. I thought it was going in.
You mentioned that spacing a few feet off the line to see how far they will come out there. That's something Eric used to do a lot.
Yep.
Is that something you talked to him about?
No, but I actually watched a lot of Eric Gordon film when I was in Memphis, just because when I was in Memphis, we were talking about me getting up more volume of 3-pointers, especially with jaw handling in the pick and roll. So I watched EG, and he's like a master at being a high quad spacer. He's really good at spacing out to 30 feet and stepping into the shot, so it's not a 30-footer. And then being an attacker from the wing. He's really good at slot driving there. So I actually watched a lot of film on EG, but he does a great job of like it's sometimes it's an easier shot if you're just a few feet back because you have that extra split second to set your feet. And a guy like him, like he has range out to 35, so 30 is not a big deal. And the same for me, like if I'm just a couple feet back off the line, but it gives me that extra second to get my feet a little bit more set, get into my jump shot a little bit more, it makes it a little bit of an easier shot and a further closeout for them.
Grayson, turnovers, I was curious what it's like on the floor. You guys know it's an issue.
Yeah.
Pile up like they did in this game. Just how you guys try and take the level.
Well, we did a good job tonight. We defensively, which kind of, I guess, hid the fact that we turned the ball over a lot, because I think we went into halftime with double digits. And then the fourth quarter, it started to hurt us when they were pressing and they started to get easy fast break buckets off of our turnovers. But it's something we just keep improving. Like fourth quarter, it's just getting a little sloppy with, having a lead and they're pressing and we don't get to the right spots on a press break, whatever it is. First quarter, like sometimes I feel like it's from overpassing a little bit and guys trying to be a little bit too unselfish when they get into the paint instead of taking the easy shot, trying to make an extra pass that isn't really needed. But it comes from the right place. So, but we'll get better at it. These last 13 games will be better. Yeah, it's really cool. Every 5 games seems like he's passing another legend, another Hall of Famer. So it's just awesome to be out there and try not to take these moments for granted, playing with such a great player like that. Yeah, it's really cool. I went to Kev's camp when I was in high school. I actually saw this picture a few weeks ago from his skills academy. So it's kind of funny now. It's 2014, so 10 years later, being his teammate is pretty cool.
Last one, 14 games left. So are you guys scoreboard watching as this season winds down?
You mean the standings? No. I mean, you inevitably do when you get down to like the last 5 games. We obviously know where we are in the standings. We know where we want to be, and that's out of the play-in and into the playoffs. So, but to do that, you just got to win games. And when you get down to the last few, you start looking at it. But ultimately, it's just about winning.